welcome. Today we're covering everyone's favorite topic, ADHD meltdowns. So, while I get the presentation pulled up, I want you guys to tell me what is your most treacherous meltdown situation. Currently, for me and mine in our household, it is transitioning from what we want to do to what we have to do, which is really reading or homework. And yeah, so ADHD meltdowns, or what the just happened. A parent's guide to surviving meltdowns without losing our minds. So, no, it's not just your child being difficult. It really is an ADHD thing. Meltdowns are not just tantrums that went nuclear. ADHD meltdowns are often the result of emotional dysregulation, sensory overload, or just a general, my brain is fried moment. So, our goal today is we're decoding what these meltdowns are so that you can spot the patterns in your life, handle them like a pro, and maybe, just maybe, prevent one along the way. So, if it's not a tantrum, what is it? So, meltdowns are uncontrollable explosions. Think nuclear level crying, yelling, shutting down. This isn't just your kid throwing a fit because they didn't get their way. It's more of, like I said, their brain is overloaded. The key differences are the tantrum will stop when your child gets what they want, and the meltdown is their brain is offline, so they can't stop it even if they wanted to. And sometimes this can look like something teeny tiny small happening, and you're like, man, this reaction seems disproportionate to the cause, right? Or if you're like, man, this seems like a minor incident and we've literally went all the way out there, that is probably a meltdown. So, fun fact, ADHD affects 3 to 5% of school age kids worldwide, and emotional dysregulation is a core issue. That is according to Chad. So, you are not alone in this. Why meltdowns happen, and it's not just you, it's ADHD. Executive dysfunction. ADHD messes with executive functionings like self-control, emotional regulation, and impulse management. This is why your child can go from 0 to 100 so quick. Sensory overload. A noisy room, bright lights, too many people. Cue the meltdown. ADHD kiddos are often sensory sensitive. My son is still very sensitive to loud noises that can send our day awry and has since he was very small. We can go from, playing and having fun. And if we're in a theme park with a train and all of a sudden there's that very loud whistle, it takes him a while to come back online to me right here in the present. Emotional flooding. When your brain can't handle the big feelings, that's when we get meltdowns. It's like trying to shove an elephant through like a keyhole. Yeah, good luck with that. So step 1, track those suckers. Get yourself a meltdown detective kit, also known as a very simple notebook, or I like to use the Notes app on my phone because you're going to want to track what caused these meltdowns in real time. Because let's be real, girl, we cannot rely on our memory. So write it down. When, where, what happened before, what happened during, and how long did it last? Was it before dinner, school, during a math assignment? From hell. Patterns will emerge, and they'll probably emerge pretty quickly. For us in my house a few weeks ago, we had bought some new hoodies for winter, and our morning started going awry. I was like, what's happening here? And it quickly appeared in a pattern after a couple of days that my son did not like the lint that the new hoodies was leaving on his shirts. So he was frustrated. So he was taking an extra like 5 to 10 minutes to find a hoodie that was not leaving that on his shirt. But in that same process, if it was leaving lint on the shirt, we had to find a new shirt to go along with the hoodie. So after seeing for a couple of days, we're off track. Then I'm like, okay, this is a simple fix. I can wash these hoodies an extra time or two, put them in the dryer, get rid of the lint. Boom, we're back on track. But if I hadn't started noticing the pattern, I wouldn't have been able to correct it in just a couple of days. So again, what time of day they happen, after school or late afternoons, is what, the witching hour for ADHD brains. They've used all of their power to muscle through school, and now they are. And we're going to write what set them off. Was it a sudden change, boredom, a task that made them feel like a failure? That's after our case with the homework. My son doesn't feel like he's a good reader, so. And sensory issues. Was it too loud, too bright, too noisy? Too many distractions. Take down all of that. Step 2, red flags and early warning signs. Here's the tea. Meltdowns don't come out of nowhere. Most of the time, there is warning signs that you can spot if you're paying attention. So physical signs is fidgeting, pacing, clenched fist. Their body is revving up like a race car about to hit the gas. Emotional signs are suddenly they're super defensive or on edge. Tears. Their emotional brakes are starting to fail. And verbal cues saying things like, I can't do this, or nobody gets me. Translation, meltdown in 5, 4, 3, 2. Step 3, prevent the meltdown like a boss. The power of routine. I know some of you guys are rolling your eyes. Here she goes on her soapbox again. But ADHD kids live for structure. Their brains are constantly searching for the roadmap of what do I do next. The more predictable their day is, the less room for surprises, and that means fewer meltdowns. So use visual cues or charts. This way your kid knows exactly what's coming next, and think of that as like their personal GPS. Avoid overstimulation, of course. No, you don't need to turn your house into a spa, but creating a calm environment helps them. Less noise, fewer screens, more chill. Preemptive breaks. ADHD rule number 1, always assume that the brain is working harder than yours, unless you have ADHD as well. Build in breaks. I'm talking every 20 minutes from doing homework, every hour during activities. Timers are your absolute new best friend. Visual timers, because there is the element of time blindness. Most of the time, if you tell a kid, hey, you've got 5 minutes, they don't know what that means. So those cute little visual timers of like the clouds and the rainbow or the rocket ship and outer space, just something cute so that they can see I have this much time left. Step 4, the meltdown starting. What now? Keep calm, because at least you can pretend like you've got it right. You staying calm is the key for your kids' emotional regulation, because they're going to feed off of your vibe. So if you get escalated, they're going to go even further. So yes, fake it until you can make it. Validate, don't escalate. Instead of calm down, which, spoiler alert, never flipping works anyway. Try something like, I see you're really upset, and that's okay. And give them space. Sometimes the best strategy is just strategic retreat. Let them have some alone time so that they'll know they're safe. Like a quiet spot. If they're in full meltdown mode, now is not the time to have a heart to heart anyway. The reason I pause there is because some kids like to be alone when they're calming down. Some don't. So you're going to have to feed off of what your kid needs. If your kid needs you to sit in the room with them calmly and quietly while they regulate, that's okay too. But if they're like, oh, Mom, I need a minute, it's okay to walk out of the room. Short, clear instructions when they are back online. Keep it simple. ADHD brains, especially in a meltdown, cannot process your TED Talk. So say, let's give a break, let's take a break. Or can you sit here with the fidget toy and can I sit with you and calm down? Sorry about that. I'm recording on multiple devices and it's my first time and I'm super confused. Step 5, tools to survive the meltdown and keep your sanity. Deep breathing. Try this for you, by the way. So if they're triggered and they're all dysregulated, when you're doing the 4-7-8, inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. You can do it too, mama. It works for everybody. It's like hitting the reset button for our nervous system. So while they're escalated and dysregulated, and that's working for them, go ahead and fall in line with that too for you. Sensory calming. Fidget toys, weighted blankets, noise canceling headphones. These aren't just trendy. They are brain magic for kids who are overstimulated. And moms, I highly recommend everybody get noise canceling headphones. They are magical. Emotional regulation scripts. Teach your child phrases like, I'm feeling really mad right now, but I can calm down. It gives them the verbal anchor for when their emotions feel like a storm. Step 6, after the storm, the post meltdown debrief. No shame. After your child calms down, it gets time for the gentle chat, no lecture, no TED Talks. Ask them, what were you feeling when that started, and what can we do next time? You will be very surprised at how sometimes they can articulate exactly what they need. So give them a chance to say that. Help them understand their triggers and how to recognize them. Celebrate the wins, girl. Did they recover quicker than last time? Did they use a coping tool? Did they have even the smallest improvement? That's a win. That is a win because we're striving for progress, not perfection. Model repair. When feelings get hurt, and they will, we're going to use a model something similar to this for apologies. I'm sorry, I got too upset. Let's figure out how to fix this together. Give them that power. Step 7, build long-term strategies. Teach emotional awareness. That means start working on emotional literacy, using feeling charts or apps to help them describe their emotions. My son told me the other day he feels like he's in a volcano, which was pretty hard to hear for me. But what he really meant was that he was about to explode, that he needed time to calm down. And that is really good that he could say that and articulate that. So I was like, that's good. That's a start. That's fantastic. The earlier they can recognize what they're feeling, the better they will be at becoming able to manage it. You can also do this by labeling your own emotions. Mom's feeling a little anxious right now. I'm feeling really excited right now, whatever it is, so that they can see what that looks like and learn that in themselves. Therapy is your friend, girl, and mine. If meltdowns are running your household, consider getting help from a pro. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, can be a game changer for ADHD kids in learning how to control their emotions that are hijacked by ADHD. Daily practice. Make emotional regulation a daily habit. Use role-playing stories to prep for the triggers before they happen. I also like to do a daily recap. And what that looks like is at the end of the day, when we're all calm, no one's frontal lobe is hijacked, we're all here present right now. Mom didn't handle this situation the way I would have wanted today. If I had the chance to do it again, this is how I would handle it. Is there anything you would like to handle better next time? This is not a quick fix. However, you will slowly start to see these conversations trickle into your daily lives. That will be reinforced. Okay, I told mom last night, if I had the chance to do it again, this is what I would do. And then they can do it. Not always, but if they do, celebrate that. the science corner, why this stuff works. Executive function deficit, ADHD, messes with parts of the brain responsible for self regulation. Hello, our prefrontal cortex. Helping kids with structure and emotional tools can literally rewire their brain over time for success. Also, for chaos, if you're training them for that. So, that is why the structure, the routine, this work is so important. 80% of kids with ADHD struggle with emotional regulation. It's not just about focus, it's about helping them develop skills to control their reactions in a way that their brain hasn't really yet learned yet. And that is from my favorite ADHD expert, Russell Barkley. My final thoughts. Parenting through chaos. Your child isn't giving you a hard time, they are having a hard time. Meltdowns are your child's way of saying, I'm overwhelmed and I don't know how to deal with it. It's not personal, it's neurological. In patience and progress, you are not going to fix these meltdowns overnight. But every meltdown you navigate with empathy and calm is a win for both you and your kid. And with practice and a lot of time and patience, you're going to get so much better. Resources for your ADHD toolbox. Screenshot this. This is like the hub of everything that you are going to need. Books. The Explosive Child by Dr. Ross Green is a ADHD parenting staple. ADHD Now by Elaine Taylor. There is also a book by Russell Barkley, Taking Charge of ADHD, and there is a free YouTube masterclass by Russell Barkley that will go with that book where you can put it all together. Websites, CHAD, Children and Adults with ADHD, Attitude Magazine, because they know how to handle ADHD like the back of their hand, and apps for calming is Calm and Headspace. Both of those have some free options, I believe, so that you can learn minute meditations together, because let's be real, you're not going to get much longer than that. And that's it. Thank you guys for surviving with me. If you have made it this far and you were like, this is super helpful, but I need somebody to walk me through this thing, come join my ADHD parenting cohort. It is amazing. You get guidance, not just for myself, a trained parent coach for 6 years now. I've been training for you guys. You get a badass community, but you'll also get a monthly workshop with a ADHD specialist to come in and teach us all the things that we need to know as an ADHD parent. You can always contact me at theMeditatedMama.com, and I'll see you guys next week.